News Tonight.
Kiswahili shall be developed as the lingua franca of the community.
Minister for East Africa Community Affairs Rebecca Kadaga tables motion calling for adoption of Swahili.
I do therefore request a pardon over that and extend a knowledge hand to each other for the betterment of services in the country.
As second official language. Rules and Disciplinary Committee of Parliament to continue with investigations despite apology from MP Kagabo.
Access to technologies and access to skills.
Small business owners and farmers to acquire skills on how to add value to products. And in sports, national under-19 women's cricket team continues with impressive run at T20 qualifiers. A very good evening to you and welcome to CTV PM Edition with me, Melissa Mboha, and Isaac Luchamuzi on Sign Language. In our top story tonight, police in Kawempe have blocked a planned exhibition show that was organized by the mayor of Kawempe at Akamwesi Complex on Gayaza Road. The exhibition, according to organizers, was intended to help business owners in the area to showcase their products and services. The details.
Kawempe is among the 5 divisions that make up the Kampala district. It's a melting pot for mainly low-income earners who survive on hand-to-mouth jobs. The organizers of the event went to help residents to use the exhibition to identify more opportunities and networks. To their dismay, as early as 7 a.m., security operatives who included police officers and UPDF soldiers had surrounded Akamwesi Gardens while the exhibition was scheduled to take place.
Nga batandika okunkubira amasimu ag'enjawulo ekisooka gantiisatiisa nzijeewo omukolo nkedde ku makya nga bayiye abasirikale abayitirivu wano obungi. Omukolo ogubadde gugenda okubeera wano mwoleso bannakawempe abakola ebintu ebyenjawulo baleeta ebintu byabwe babiraga abantu abagenda okubigula.
Medical workers had been invited to set up a medical camp where free diagnosis and treatment of various ailments carried for residents at no fee.
Tubali tutaddewo ensisira z'ebyobulamu ez'amannyo ez'amaaso ez'endwadde endala zonna nga bagenda ku bwereere ebyo byonna bakyabiremesezza.
Serunjoji wrote to Kawempe Regional Police Commander to notify him about the event. He says 3.5 million Ugandan shillings was paid to Akamwesi complex managers to host the exhibition. The cancellation of the exhibition shocked residents and exhibitors.
Ekituleese wano kujjanjaba abaana abakka wansi w'emyaka 5 tubajjanjaba omusujja ekiddukano n'embiro tukola ne ku bakyala b'embuto tubatuusaako obwetaavu bwabwe.
Nkivumirira kubanga bafiiriza abantu bangi abadde bagenda okuganyula mu mwoleso guno abadde bagenda okujjanjabibwa mulimu abantu bangi nga tebasobola kugenda kubajjanjaba malwaliro nga Mengo.
Naye era badde njogera ne RPC katumugamba lwaki omukisa meya gwawadde bannakawempe lwaki mugujjawo twagala okuvumirira ekikolwa ekikoleddwa.
Luke Wayesijire, the deputy spokesperson for Kampala Metropolitan Police, explains why the activity was cancelled.
We have called off an exhibition that was organized at Akamwesi slated for today. The reason being the organizers have not gone through the due process of informing the IGP about this exhibition. We are all aware of the security guidelines of informing the Office of the Inspector General, which they didn't do, and so to that the exhibitors or the public who are going to engage in this activity would find security challenges which we were not ready to allow to happen. So we had to call it off and inform the exhibitors to go through the lawful process of informing the Inspector General of Police and also the local authorities.
The exhibition was supposed to last for 3 days. Safi, Mokele Balogu and Chris Semalemo Semakula for CTV PM Edition.
The ruling National Resistance Movement handed over motorcycles to 26 party sub-counties in Kampala district. The motorcycles will be used to enable the sub-county leaders mobilize support in the district. Kevin Kasoma tells us more.
In 2016, during the party's delegates conference at Nambole Stadium, President Museveni, the party chairman, promised the chairpersons of the party in all sub-counties would be given motorcycles to ease their mobilization work. The first batch of chairpersons in Kampala received the motorcycles. They were handed to them by the party Secretary General, Richard Kagame.
Given to all the sub-counties of Uganda, motorcycles, if you can know the number of the sub-counties, close to about 2,000 something. We have given to all the villages. We have given out close to 74,000 bicycles to the whole country. And so we're still giving out more.
Oduong urged them to utilize the motorcycles effectively to make the party popular in Kampala district.
We have also got reports that some of them go and cover the yellow color with the other wrap-up that they make locally. They change the color from yellow to different colors. We have also warned them against that because we now know the number plates. We shall be tracking them. These motorcycles have trackers. We shall know who is using it, where, and for what purpose.
Some beneficiaries say they are happy because mobility has been a big challenge to them.
This is a boost in transport, therefore in mobilization. We still have some challenges, but with the time maybe things will be corrected.
Twebaza awekitiibwa President waffe olw'okutusuubiza ekisuubizo kye yatusuubiza naye ng'akabanga kayiseewoko ky'amazima titwali mu conference Nambole yasobola okutusuubiza 2016 ekisuubizo kituuse leero mu kisanja ekyokubiri.
However, some of them say they need more incentives apart from the motorcycles because they have worked for the party for a long time without getting the desired benefits.
Twagala ntandikwa chairman abeeko kyakola ki kyakola olufuna bulungi ab'opposition bye basinza okutufunamu efe nga basentebe ba NRM nedda ssebo n'akasaati nkakola ki nkayiiya buyiiya.
Other districts, according to the party, will be handled later.
Secretary General abagambye mukume piki zino zammwe naye muzikuume kukola mirimu gwa NRM. Mobilization mulemezi gabagaba bazonoone kubanga ezigenda kutambuza oba zikola ziva mu nsawo zammwe.
Kevin Kasoma, CTV PM Edition.
Switching to the August House, Rebecca Kadaga, the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Affairs, has tabled in Parliament a motion tasking Uganda to implement Swahili as the second official language in the country. Priority will be focused on Cabinet, Parliament of Uganda, and the media fraternity as the pioneer institutions to use the language. Sarana Kandi tells us more.
15 years ago, the East African community was re-established with the aim of promoting free movement of people, goods and services in the East African community member countries. The use of one currency and adopting Swahili as a regional language, among other objectives. Today, First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East Africa, Rebecca Kadaga, has tabled before Parliament a document calling for the adoption of Swahili as the official second language in Uganda. Swahili is widely used in Kenya and Tanzania. However, in other East African countries like Uganda, the language is not commonly used.
Speaker, I'm proceeding under Article 137 of the Treaty for the East African Community, which states that Kiswahili shall be developed as the lingua franca of the community. Under Article 8.2 of the Protocol of the Kiswahili Commission, the East African Community encourages the use of Kiswahili in the conduct of official business and public life within the region. I would like to inform you that in order to promote Kiswahili for regional integration and sustainable development,
Kadaga told Parliament that East Africa Community has identified the three arms of government as pioneer institutions to use the language. These include the executive, parliament, and the judiciary.
Swahili as an official language, my ministry leads to regular strategic engagements to ensure the full implementation. We have identified the following stakeholders: the Cabinet, the Parliament of Uganda, the Ministry of Education and Sport, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, academic institutions, and the media, among others.
Kadaga told Parliament that her ministry has approached one of the sister countries in the region to teach Swahili in Uganda.
The Council of Ministers directed the Swahili Commission to develop programs and manuals for Swahili teaching and training in the partner states. The programs and manuals are therefore part of the Swahili development tools to help the partner states develop the language and popularize its usage in the EAC integration activities.
She said that the government has already issued directives to all employees on the Uganda Airlines to use the language.
It has a critical role as an entry point in ensuring that Swahili becomes an official language. 2, it has the potential of contributing to both national and regional integration as well as sustainable development. We need Parliament to support the National Swahili Council to be established in this country. We shall need necessary policy, human and financial support for this. We shall need the legislative, budgetary and oversight roles of Parliament to support the promotion and development of Swahili.
But with a survey among MPs shows that the majority of them find it hard to communicate in Swahili.
You realize that with English as the only official language, it has been tailored to fit all the people who have gone to school. But you realize that the population we have, not everyone has gone to school. People have not had a chance. So having a second alternative, another alternative, a second alternative as an official language is really beautiful.
Najua Kiswahili kidogo kabisa. Mimi sijui Kiswahili kubwa. Mimi lugha ya English na Luganda. Hata hii hapa kwa parliament tunazungumza English.
Sasa lugha ya Uganda tunataka kuwa Swahili peke yake as a national language, si ndio?
Thank you for that report. We can see the struggle to speak Swahili was quite difficult over there. Well, PM Edition takes a short break and we will be back right after this.
Uganda. It is in our interest to handle arrested people very nicely.
Right here on The Big Debate.
Let me finalize this. I was quiet. I was quiet.
It's a hard-hitting talk show on development issues in the political and social-economic arena. Discussions that inform policy and trigger high-level dialogue. Now showing on CTV. Don't blink. CTV is now on StarTimes. You can now catch all your favorite programs, our daily comprehensive news bulletins, and so much more on StarTimes channel number 248. Stay tuned for a world of endless possibilities. CTV. Don't blink.
Sometimes in life, We spend all the time trying to live other people's life. And along the way, we lose who we are by copying what other people are doing in their relationship.
You see, from the last time I met your sister, I've not spent a day or a minute without thinking about her.
It's a good surprise on a Monday. This is nice.
So you and him are
We're just friends.
Wow.
Come on.
just friends.
You either tell me where you're from or you go back to where you've been. Thinking it would work out for us, but yet to find out that's not who we are after experiencing a great disappointment.
She's in love with some other man, so classy, a gentleman, not bulldogs like you.
These are the mistakes girls do.
Now showing on CTV. Don't blink.
Welcome back to CTV PM Edition with me, Melissa Moha, and Isaac Luchamuzi on Sign Language. Moving on, Bukoto South MP Twaha Kagabo has apologized to Parliament for misconduct when he carried 40 million shillings to Parliament, claiming that it was given to him by the Speaker, Anita Among, for unclear reasons. Kagabo's allegations were denied by Among, who then instructed the Rules and Privileges Committee to investigate the matter. Take a look.
The last month, Kagabo, who subscribes to the opposition National Unity platform, reported 40 million Ugandan shillings to the Inspectorate of Government as a gift he allegedly received from the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, at her residence in Kololo.
Some time ago, I received money to a tune of 40 million on my account. And shortly after that, I was also invited to pick money, 40 million, which money I was told was an arrangement internally from Parliament.
The MP alleged that a number of MPs also received the money. However, Among denied offering the money to MPs, adding that she has never seen Kagawa in Parliament. She directed the Parliamentary Rules and Disciplinary Committee, chaired by Abdul Katuntu, to investigate the matter of bribery.
I did not give him any money. I don't even know him. For information, he has been a member of Parliament here, but I don't know him. This is a breach of conduct of this House. It is an abuse to this House. Honorable members, we cannot allow that kind of behavior.
Today, a sitting that was chaired by Among, Kagabo raised a matter of procedure in which he fronted and apologized for what he described as inappropriate conduct, which is against the Code of Conduct of MPs. He also asked for forgiveness.
Impropriety and ambiguity that washed Parliament and the country a month ago. I do acknowledge that it was a procedure flaw. At this juncture, Right Honorable Speaker and members, I do invoke.
Bugala South MP Maurice Chibalia asked Kagabo to elaborate more about his apology because as MPs, they have not understood the genesis of his problem. Chibalia was supported by Among.
Couldn't it be procedurally right, Honorable Speaker, so that one, the colleague uses the clear English to understand, and two, he tells us exactly what he's trying to mean and convey, so that if you want forgiveness, people can know what they are forgiving.
If you have something that you want to communicate, you communicate openly. If you want to be forgiven, this House will forgive you. What do you want to be forgiven for?
MPs expressed their opinion on the matter.
Very wrong. He does not need to apologize to us. His integrity and the integrity of Parliament can only be kept with members of Parliament standing on the truth. So it is very wrong.
The members' apology on the floor today is consequential because it circumvents the process. And I think it was just a courtesy. It was just to prepare the member for possibly a soft landing when the committee presents this matter on the floor.
Although Kagabo has apologized on the floor of Parliament, he still has to appear before the Rules Committee over the matter. Story by Sarana Kandi for CTV PM Edition.
City socialite Charles Olim, commonly known as Sipapa, has today been arrested by police for allegedly stealing over R1 billion shillings from a South Sudan national. According to the police spokesperson, Fred Enanga, Sipapa will have to explain himself to the Criminal Investigations Department of Police.
I wish to inform the public that the Directorate of Crime Intelligence has arrested the one Olimu Charles Sipapa, who was on the police wanted list for an alleged aggravated robbery which occurred at the home of Jacob Barok in Kauku, Bunga on the night of 28 August 2022. Arrangements are now in place to have him handed over to the CID task team at Kampala Metropolitan Police for further interview and court action. The police leadership has commended the tireless efforts of the CID and crime intelligence task teams in arresting and helping to bring the suspect to justice. This now brings the number of suspects arrested in the alleged aggravated robbery to 5. Any new developments shall be communicated accordingly.
The Federation of Small and Medium Enterprises have signed a memorandum of understanding with Postbank to support 500 small and medium enterprises in financial literacy and value addition to various products. The plan was unveiled today in Kampala.
In the past 2 years after the outbreak of COVID-19, thousands of Ugandans who were operating small and medium enterprises lost their businesses. The Federation of Small and Medium Enterprises, together with Postbank, have signed a memorandum of understanding to support farmers and business communities to gather basic skills and value addition to products.
The decision to focus on financial literacy and skills enhancement pillar, it was backed by disruptions in the SME sector caused by COVID-19 pandemic, inflation pressures, most of them external. I don't want to go into details of the reasons why we have all that inflation. And without a doubt, we are all aware that SMEs are very critical to the growth of our economy.
According to Julius Kaketo, the Managing Director of Posta Uganda, they are focusing on the 4 districts of Kampala, Lila, Arua, and Imbarara.
The challenge is access to affordable financing. There are gaps in terms of technologies that they deploy, knowledge gaps, and then, of course, access to markets. And when you talk about SMEs at Postbank, we focus a lot on SMEs, especially those involved in the agriculture value chain. So they are also impacted as well. Therefore, through this partnership with the Federation, we intend to equip SMEs with entrepreneurial and value addition skills.
The Executive Director of Federation of Small and Medium Enterprises, John Walugembe, says many of the farmers had lost hope, but the training will open a new chapter for them.
In particular, agri-SMEs, as we all know, are still the backbone of this economy. However, they are still facing challenges in the areas of access to finance, access to markets, access to technologies, and access to skills. This initiative seeks in particular to target 2 of those challenges. One, the issue of access to skills, and the issue of access to markets through supporting these enterprises to improve their value addition techniques.
Basically, the training farmers will be trained on how to add value to fresh fruits, honey, maize, and milk.
Many businesses have closed. In our assessment, we found that close to 11% of all SMEs had to close shop because of the pandemic. 21% had to sell off household assets as a result of the pandemic. And we found that about 49% of male-owned SMEs were struggling for some form of cash injection, while about 58% of women-owned MSMEs were also struggling by the time this economy was.
Save from variation and access to good markets, farmers will also be advised on how to grow their businesses.
On the international scene, Liz Truss has officially become Britain's new Prime Minister at an audience with the head of state, Queen Elizabeth II, after the resignation of Boris Johnson, while Pakistani authorities are struggling to stop their biggest lake from bursting its banks after last-ditch attempts to lower water levels failed. Liz Truss has officially become Britain's new Prime Minister. The former Foreign Secretary was seen in an official photograph to accept her offer to form a new government and become the 15th Prime Minister of her 70-year reign. The symbolic ceremony took place at the Sovereign's remote Balmoral retreat in the Scottish Highlands as the Queen was deemed unfit to return to London due to ill health. The incoming Prime Minister faces a daunting to-do list, with the UK in the grip of its worst economic crisis in decades, with double-digit inflation and skyrocketing gas and electricity bills. Truss, who touts herself as a free market liberal, has promised tax cuts to stimulate growth, despite warnings that greater borrowing could make inflation worse. Manchar Lake in Sindhi province is dangerously full after record monsoons that inundated a third of Pakistan. 3 breaches of the lakes and banks so far, 2 to protect areas nearby, have displaced over 100,000 people. But it could still overflow, and rescue teams are racing to evacuate many more people who remain at risk of drowning. Floods in Pakistan have affected some 33 million people and killed at least 1,314, including 458 children, Pakistan's National Disaster Management Agency said. PM Edition returns shortly with more news from the world of sports.
Three words: convenience, passion, and pride. Introducing the KCCA app, made for you to interact with the best football club in Uganda, giving you the latest news, transfers, membership options, merchandise online shop, match ticket booking, and fan zone instant messaging. To download the beta app, go to Google Play Store on your Android and search for KCFC. Download the app, sign up, and voila, you're in. Yes, the app is only available for Android users. iOS users, we are coming soon. The KCCFC app, inspired by you, made for you.
Do you love me?
Very much.
I'll catch you one day. Pants down.
I want to spoil you. I want you to eat my money.
She believes I'm in love with her guy. Will you go? If I had to leave everywhere I'm not loved, where would I end up? The dirty guy hides in the hospital for 40 years, but at night, he walks the streets, commits crimes, and then he comes back and pretends to be alive again. I will break you, Spooky. Do not answer any question about Roho kwa Roho. He's your brain!
Now showing on CTV. Don't blink.
You are still watching CTV PM Edition with me, Melissa Mboha, and Isaac Luchamuzi on Sign Language. In the world of sports, the Uganda Under-19 girls cricket team have continued their impressive dominance at the inaugural Women's ICC World Cup Under-19 T20 qualifiers in Botswana. Uganda finished top of Group B after picking up a dominant 143-run win against hosts Botswana. They now go into the semi-finals as one of the teams to look out for. We have come to the end of tonight's edition. Thank you for staying tuned in, and thank you for keeping it CTV. Catch us here, same time, same place. From the entire team, we wish you a good night and be blessed.